Hello everyone, welcome back to Disaster News, where we are thirsty for thoughts on a Thursday, and I am your host, Papa Disaster. Thanks for coming back. Jumping right in, there's a geomagnetic storm in progress. It started about 11:51, the alert came in. And looking at the KP index, it has shot up to a 5 now. This is a time when you want to pay attention and see and ask the questions, am I susceptible to this? Does the KP index show anything that could possibly be affecting my overall well-being for the day? Here at this channel, we want to make that connection using the data that I get from Suspicious Observer's disaster prediction app so that I have something real-time-ish to be able to make these comparisons quick. Over the past year, my fiance and I, she has epilepsy and I do not, but my fiance and I was able to show her the connection between her seizures, these spikes in the KP, and the coronal hole streams when they pass. And if this is something that you feel like is affecting you, that you're getting the feels during these spikes, first, go over to Suspicious Observers and check his channel out every morning. He gives a quick update on what the space weather is going to be like for the day, and sometimes if there's enough in advance, it'll be for a couple days. And then you can come back over here to Disaster News, send us an email, let us know if you got the feels during any of these spikes, the space weather, and then we can make a comparison to things like what I found at Caltech. Shinsuke Shimojo and Connie Wang published a paper that shows the brain's response to the magnetic field and the changes that occur during magnetic field shift. So inside of a Faraday cage that was modified to let the Earth's magnetic field come through, but then they could manipulate it around the head. He sits inside the Faraday cage and they begin to manipulate it. It's kind of like one of those sensory deprivation chambers where you have no sense to the outside world so that you can't be influenced by what's happening. Now in that, they would take and manipulate the Earth's magnetic field inside of the Faraday cage, and at the same time they had an EEG on his head so that they could monitor the brain's activity while they manipulated the magnetic field around him. And there was some very interesting results. Just like this. You can see the baseline. And then you can see here when they go counterclockwise or clockwise inside of this experiment, and it shows the brain's response to the magnetic field changes. We as humans have had this in our past. There are some humans that you can talk to, and when they start to use cardinal directions in their speech to describe where they're at, they were taught to perceive direction a different way. We are programmed to say forwards, backwards, in front of us, behind us, to the left of us, to the right of us. Back in the olden days, it was the tree is to the north of me. Go south, east, west. They use cardinal directions to describe their surroundings. That is a part of this programming that keeps us locked in to not think outside the box. Luckily, these two people here did a paper and Caltech was able to fund them to do this study so it could help us out here in the real world. If we apply what we know and what things happen to us during these storms and keep making connections, then we will be able to get closer to a way to protect ourselves a little bit better as these storms start to increase over the next 5 years. Because we are coming into a solar maximum 25 to be exact. And we are going to need all the help we can get to figure out how we can protect ourselves better coming into the solar maximum right now. This is coming. These things are going to affect us, some worse than others. Just like SpaceX satellites. Those satellites got hit during a weak storm. Coronal hole, CME, doesn't matter. Those energies are coming. In 2017, that's the last time I seen anything about the magnetic poles shifting on the planet. And just like in this experiment, if those magnetics are shifting on the planet, what do you think they're doing inside of us? Just like with animals, the die-offs of all the whales, the birds that get lost, all of these things are signs that we have been shown, and now we need to start paying attention and put it all together so that we can come up with a plan on how to protect ourselves when this reaches a maximum. On that, I want to get out of here. Take heed of your health today. Drink plenty of water. Try to do some stretches, and most of all, breathe. Safe travels, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.